Join us in the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody came out on a nice foggy, maybe icy night. We'll get you home early, so. Okay, need a motion to accept the minutes from the November 11th budget workshop. Need a motion to accept.
Motion.
And a second? Second. Charlie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Also need a motion to accept the minutes from the November 11th public hearing.
Motion.
By Howard, and a second?
Second.
Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
And a motion to accept the minutes of the October 8th? Wrong, yeah. Catch that. Same thing, November 11th, regular town board meeting. Motion to accept.
Motion. Second.
Okay, we got Charlie and Howard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Monthly statement of supervisor, the month of November 2013. The general aid fund, the beginning balance of $16,908.96. Total received is $126,508.13. Total dispersed is $109,050.83, leaving an ending balance of $34,366.26. Savings for the general aid is at $214,637.40. The general B had a beginning balance of $4,161.86. Total received was $8,255.38. Total dispersed $12,108.20. An ending balance of $309.04. Savings for the general B is at $53,748.72. Highway DB had a beginning balance of $159,367.18. Total received $12. Total dispersed $40,864.19. An ending balance of $118,514.99. Savings for the Highway DB is $50,343.55. The Highway DA beginning balance $14,624.40. Total received was $103,001.52. Total dispersed $113,101.55. An ending balance of $4,524.37. Savings for the Highway DA $328,119.54. Youngsville Water District beginning balance $10,410.88. Total received $3,622.85. Total dispersed $12,449.04. Ending balance of $1,584.69. Savings for the Youngsville Water District is $11,414.66. Motion to accept supervisor report is read. Motion. Second?
Second.
By Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Janet, town clerk, and code enforcement officer report, please.
I paid the supervisor $1,695.25. I paid the DEC $4,604.25. New York State Animal Population Control $5, and New York State Health Department for marriage license is $22.50, for a total of $6,327 even. And I also received $1,450 from the code enforcement officer.
Okay. A motion to accept town clerk and code enforcement officer report. Motion. You wanna get in here?
That doesn't matter. Motion.
Good motion. Motion by Howard?
No, it was Charlie.
Charlie, second by Dave, all in favor?
Aye.
For equal opportunity. Thank you. Did you audit the bills, Janet?
Okay, general aid vouchers number 329 to 363, $19,029.80. Another bill from Double Clean for $340, Village of Jeff for $64.50, Heritage $1,601.77, Verizon $509.69, another Verizon for $180.36. General B vouchers number 42 to 46, $2,240.45. Highway Fund DA, vouchers number 121 to 137, $14,075.81. Another bill from Global, $1,600.86, and Heritage, $3,000.10. Highway Fund DB, vouchers number 41, $12.78. Water District vouchers number 46 to 49, $7,371.70. Another bill from New York Rural Water for $185.
Thanks, Janet. Motion to pay the bills? Motion. Howard, second?
Second.
Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the warrants, the November payroll checks number 21354 to number 21373, and the direct deposits totaling $50,184.29. Need a motion to pay?
Motion.
Dave, get right in there, second.
Second.
Charlie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The November trust and agency checks, number 49405 to number 4950, and the electronic transfers in the amount of $215,883.27. A motion?
Motion.
Scott, second.
Second.
Dave, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Chris, Highway Superintendent report, please.
We had a pretty busy month since our last meeting, with the cold weather and, ice and rain and everything else that we've been having lately, which unfortunately takes a lot of the salt out of the shed to, when you gotta make several applications like this morning and whatever, so, but, it's been busy. We also had, unexpected, one of our trucks started to leak, antifreeze out the side of the block, so we may just have to, look into something new for that too, because we're not gonna be able to fix it anymore, so we'll have to open up a discussion on that here shortly, but it'll wait till after the new year, and we'll get into that and start looking into another, just a small to mid-sized truck, so, we babied it as long as we could, but it's about
I
shot.
think that's one that's about 12 years old.
Yeah, so, unfortunately, when it gets like that, we can't fix it anymore, so we'll,
Sounds like a cracked one.
well, it's just rusted through, actually, believe it or not.
Oh,
It's
really?
rusted enough that the antifreeze is leaking out of it now, so it's, seen too much salt and too many winters. But anyway,
Everything else is pretty good.
everything else is good so far, everything else is holding up nice, so, that's it for now. We haven't used the plows a whole lot, just the sanders. So,
Yeah, okay. Anybody got anything for Chris? No. Thanks, Chris.
thank you.
Kevin? Where's Kevin?
Another busy month for Mitch. Other than that, not too much. We did go to school for a couple days this month, get our hours in. The planning board, they're not real busy with subdivisions, but they've been spending a little time on reviewing the current zoning, looking to make some changes to make it work better for us.
I know they've been looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the property in Youngsville we talked about, I know we have ongoing.
Yeah, we're still in court.
Is that getting, is it proceeding now? Is he still working with us a little bit, or?
Yeah, it's very slow. It is
But
better than
it's
it
going the
was.
right direction now.
Right.
Greg?
No, that's about it. That covers everything for now. We'll discuss the other one, I think, later on.
Okay. Yep, okay. Board members have anything for code enforcement? No. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, before we go into our agenda items, we'll open up for any public comment on any of our, we don't have a lot on our agenda, but we always open it up here for comment period on the agenda item, so if there's anything, and if not, we'll go into those agenda items. Yes, ma'am.
I have comments about events in November. Can I ask that?
About what I'm
Can
saying?
I have comment about something in November, events of the town in November. Can I ask that now at this point?
No, only for agenda items, but we get into public comment at any of the others, so.
Later in the meeting.
Right after.
Later in the meeting.
Okay? Okay, if there's nothing else, then it gives me a lot of pleasure to introduce our next guest here, if you want to call him a guest. A familiar name probably for most of us here, although putting a face to the name, if you will, maybe a lot of us haven't had much opportunity. I have had the pleasure of talking with him, a resident of our town, and I would like to introduce our new county manager, Josh Potasic. So, Josh, I'm glad you're here. Josh worked, of course, before with David Fanslau for I don't know how many years you were there with him as an assistant to him. I've taken the opportunity to speak to several of our department heads in our county, and everyone echoed the same thoughts. We need to keep this young man in this position, and I applaud the county legislators for doing just that and keeping him here with us. So much luck to you. I'd like to have you say a few words, and you know, we have Scott Gable, the council person, Dave Keebler, and myself, Janet Brom, our town clerk, Howard Fuchs, councilman, Charlie Schott, councilman, and right on around the room with Joanne as our bookkeeper, Joanne Baker, Chris Scullion, our highway superintendent. We got Kevin and Greg, I think you know, code enforcement. Kim, she wears a lot of hats. She's court clerk and deputy town clerk, so we're glad you're here. And good luck. I know you're at budget time yet too, but if you'd like to say a few words, I'd be glad to have you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Tom, and the board for having me. I'm basically not born and raised resident of Sloan County, but I've lived in the county since I was about 4 or 5. I don't really remember. I was a town of Rockland resident for most of my life, and have since moved with my wife and 2 kids to Callicoon about 10 years ago now. So that's my family life. Obviously in the county, you referenced the budget. That's the biggest thing on the horizon for the county. By December 20th, they have to adopt their county budget. I had proposed a budget that was about 3.5%. They have chosen to not override the tax cap. So between now and then, they have to find the money to get down to the tax cap, which for them is about $700,000. Sounds like a lot for a town, but on the county side, it's doable. And I think the budget actually, it's probably one of the better budgets in the past 4, 5, 6 years, just because the economy is kind of, for the county, been turning around a little bit. Some of the stuff that would potentially impact Callicoon, we're looking to restore some funding for Cornell. They had taken a pretty big cut last year, about $80,000, so we're trying to, hopefully we can get that back into the budget for them. We're looking to increase some funding for the Soil and Water Conservation District. They had gotten a rather large cut last year. We're going to try to get about $100,000 for stream remediation work, and they would be looking to work with the towns in some of the flood-prone areas to look and get in and replace some culverts and ditches and stuff that they can do a little more efficiently than the county or towns can do, and they can get on private property. From a countywide perspective, we're looking at the budget would propose a couple of new sheriff deputies, which I know the sheriff is really looking at. He's looking for more, with funding where it is. It's kind of, we're trying to maybe get them in a couple steps, get them where they think they need to be over the next 3 or 4 years. So those are some of the big things in the budget. I mean, that's obviously the biggest thing on the radar for the county in the next week or two, and then our county board has to reorganize in January and elect either the existing chairman or a new chairperson come January, and then I think they're looking to set some goals for their last 2 years in office. So I think that's kind of from a 30,000-foot level where the county is. I think you'll hear some exciting things from the IDA that they're working on in conjunction with the county and the partnership that hopefully can get the county going in the right direction.
Well, again, Josh, I appreciate you coming. I don't know if the board has anything they'd like to ask you, but again, much success, and I know a lot of things on the horizon for this county over the next several years, so hopefully you'll be a big part of it and the success as well. So if there's anything that we can do, by all means, we're here all the time. I'm not. Most of them are, but we're glad to have you. I know you're busy, but any meetings, but a phone call if we can be of assistance.
Yeah, likewise, my door phone is always there, so anything the town needs, give a ring.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Josh, hi, my name's Dennis Finley, I'm from Callicoon Center, and just wondering whether with the passing of this casino referendum. Do you have any idea what the timeframes are for construction to begin, or?
The word is that by summer, they'll have the sites identified
Oh,
with the
really?
operators. That's
Okay,
what we're hearing from the state. They have to form, Alan may know a lot more about this than I
Okay.
may, but I think summer time frame is what they're looking at to have sites located, and then what, a 2-year, by 2 years after that,
After
from the
that, it's
location
2
is when
Oh,
they have
is
to have
it?
the
Yeah.
doors, pretty much
okay,
the doors open. So you're looking 2.5 years to 3-year time frame is what
development.
you're likely to see.
Okay, great, thanks.
Anyone else here? Josh is here. We don't want to hold you here. If you're here to go, you probably haven't been home yet, but again,
Monday
appreciate
Night
you being
Football.
here.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Okay, Josh.
Thank you.
All right, and next on our business items tonight, we do have IDA present. We have Alan Scott and Jen Flagg with us. Again, we appreciate you wanting to come to last month's meeting, didn't work out, so you have the floor. We were told that Jen was gonna do the presentation.
Well, she's gonna go first, and I might point out, you
Well,
got another
welcome.
rising star from the town of Callicoon also.
Yes.
Makes me wanna move over to the town of Callicoon. I guess we go right over here with this.
Well, thanks very much for having us. I know all of you. For those of you I don't know, my name is Jen Flatt. I actually grew up over in Callicoon Center, and the past few years I've been working for the Sullivan County Planning Department. And just recently, I think back in June, I took a position with the Industrial Development Agency. So it's been a really exciting time so far. Alan's going to talk a little bit more about some of the projects that we have going on currently. I just wanted to give quick updates on 2 projects that I've been working on. When I was with the county planning department, I did a lot of agricultural planner was my title, so I did a lot of ag-related work. A couple of projects that the IDA is working on that are agricultural in nature are the red meat processing facility, and you've probably read about it recently in the paper. We've been working on it for a long time, and we had a major development back in October. We broke ground on the site. So site work is well underway now. It was really exciting if you had a chance to be there. If you drive by the wastewater treatment plant in the Village of Liberty, you can see the red meat site just up the hill, and it's a tremendous amount of earthwork that's being done. So that's well underway. The next steps for the IDA are we need to engage an architect or engineer to help us develop a set of construction plans. We have a set of plans, we just need to get them into shape so that they're stamped in the state of New York so that we can move forward with actually building the building. And then we'll solicit construction bids and begin construction of the building shell and core. The way it works is that the facility will be owned by the IDA and it'll be leased to a private operator, so it'll be a privately run business. So we're excited about the developments with the red meat facility and looking to move forward. The other project that I've been working on that's agriculture related is the Food Hub project. The IDA began developing the concept for a food hub, basically a food aggregation and distribution facility here in Sullivan County earlier this year. And in the spring, we received a couple of grants from the United States Department of Agriculture to help us in that endeavor. We have one more grant that's currently pending. We hope to hear from New York State sometime this month about another grant that'll actually help us to acquire and build the facility. It's pretty simple in a way. We hope to develop a site where we'll have a small distribution fleet essentially, and again, this will be a privately run business owned by the IDA and leased to a private operator. So the idea is we'll have a small distribution network going out to farms, picking up product, bringing it to the hub, and then distributing out to local users, being grocery stores, restaurants, specialty shops, and what have you. We think that we can really open up some market opportunities for local farmers and also local food processors, people who make value-added products here in the county. So we hope to hear soon about our big grant from the state and then we look forward to moving forward on that. So those are a couple of ag projects that we've been working on. We seem to be making good progress, and I hope we have more news for you very soon on them.
Is the food process, is that gonna stay within the county, or is it gonna go from, like, to the city and?
It'll probably go regional. What we've found is there's a real need for example, the farmer in Claryville to have assistance getting his product to the restaurant in Narrowsburg. It's short haul stuff that's really tough for some folks. So we're really trying to target that. But certainly there are a lot of opportunities to get product, not only down to the city and onto Long Island, but throughout the region. So it definitely won't be limited specifically to Sullivan County, but that sort of was the need that we were focusing on when we developed the project.
Thank
Yes.
Okay. So what we're planning on doing as a result of coming out tonight is to continue this effort with the board and with residents of your community in the way of keeping you informed from time to time on different projects that the IDA is doing, and not only that, just different things that are going on in the county. And as you'll see from Jennifer's remarks, a lot of what we're doing now is agricultural related, and we consider that to be one of our top priorities. I'll just talk briefly about two of the other projects that we're working on and we do have an involvement with, which are substantial projects. It's nice to see, in our opinion, that something substantial that has a substantial footprint in terms of the economic impact of the projects are now going on. And the first that I'd like to talk about is you might have read in the paper about Kutcher's Country Club being bought by a company by the name of Varia Lifestyle, and I'll give you a brief synopsis of what this project amounts to. They purchased the 1,301 acres of the Kutcher's property. That deal has closed last week, I think it was, Jennifer, when it closed. And this is what they're planning on doing with that. They intend to launch their American flagship Nature Cure Lifestyle Management Center in Monticello on the iconic Kutcher's Hotel site. There is no facility in the U.S. to provide nature cure, yogi sciences, Ayurvedic medical treatment, along with treatment by organic and biodynamic nutrition. Once again, a lot of what is happening here is food related, healthy living, healthy lifestyle. This flagship property will encompass 1,310 acres of land in the town of Thompson. In the first phase of this project, they intend to conduct a significant renovation of the hotel towers and public spaces. As part of the adaptive reuse, Varia will convert the existing theater auditorium to state-of-the-art healing facilities to accommodate the wide range of holistic treatment which will rely on Eastern philosophies of natural medicine. The center is slated for the spring of 2015 opening. We'll have up to 500 beds, championship golf, tennis, indoor and outdoor swimming pools, full-service spas, yoga and neuropathy, exercise studios, organic and biodynamic restaurants, and a wide range of other health-driven activities. This is a taxable entity. Some of you might jump to the conclusion that it's non-taxable, but it's taxable. There is certain provisions being made through the IDA to grant them an aggressive pilot program for a period of years, initially to get them up and running. It's a $90 million investment in Sullivan County. They are going to provide jobs for 446 people. We have talked to them about their emphasis on using local county employees. And this is a substantial project with a huge investment being made in the county. And once again, I point out that it's prepared for the spring of 2015 opening. They're in the process of obtaining their demolition permits from the town of Thompson as we speak. So that is absolutely a significant project, and we look forward to doing whatever we can to assist them with that project in the town of Thompson and the county of Sullivan. So that is one very, very significant project. The second project, you've heard me talk about it before, and you've probably read articles in the paper, but that's the Center for Discovery, who's building a 60-bed specialty hospital for the treatment of autism. And they're setting up a new autism treatment center also in addition to the hospital, but that's a $42 million. And over the period of 3 years, they'll be hiring 350 new employees. In addition to that, the current percentage of Sullivan County residents that work at the Center for Discovery is approximately 82%. So they're well committed to local businesses, they're well committed to local residents. Another great project that we're proud to have in terms of IDA projects that we work on. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Listening to you talk about the food is going to be a big part of the Berry facility. Just wondering if the Food Hub project can somehow link in with that.
Everything that we've talked about tonight, believe it, or in some way, shape, or form links together. And you'll start to see additional things that are coming down the pike from Sullivan County Community College that we're working on, which further links together with respect to food, nutrition, healthy living. And I think, Jen, you attended the meeting over at the college not too long ago, right?
Yeah, and the college is working on a really exciting, well, a number of really exciting projects just to really build nutrition and healthy living into their curriculum, and so they've got a lot of good things on tap. And I think, as Alan says, all these efforts are, I see them as just sort of pieces of this whole regionally sustainable network of agriculture, food production, commerce. So
yeah, it's kind of an interesting time. This is the first time we've seen the amount of activity that has to do with agriculture, food, as I pointed out before, but we're starting to see a great deal of a hub associated with good food, good nutrition, and a lot of it seems to be centered in Sullivan County. It's kind of interesting to see what's happening here and the emphasis that people are placing on that. Even the Center for Discovery, you've heard about the Kutcher's Varia Lifestyle Project tonight, same sort of linkage between all these projects, rather interesting. And I might add, it's the first time we're seeing, I'll let you know when the demolition starts, but the first time we're seeing such good possibilities in our economy than I've seen in a long time. So there's some good things that potentially are going to be going on in Sullivan County, and we're very supportive of that.
That's almost 800 jobs if it pans out with both projects, and that's huge. So keep up that good work. And yeah, we know, as you said, some people jump to conclusion, and the first thing they think are tax breaks. But as you know, we've been talked about this before. Sometimes you have to roll out the red carpet to bring some of these opportunities for our residents, and that's what they'll be. So we're glad to hear that. So.
Where will the Center for Discovery be located?
They'll be located in the town of Thompson. They plan to do the Autism Center in their Harris campus. Well, they're an existing entity now at the present time. They employ 1,500 people. They're the largest employer in Sullivan County, and they're adding 350 through this project. And I repeat, 82% of those employees that currently work at the center are local Sullivan County residents.
They've already cleared that spot, right? That spot.
Some of it they have. They're also doing a photovoltaic project over there, Charles, that you might be referring to. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you mentioned that the there's a residential aspect to this holistic treatment. I'm just wondering, is this actually like a retail enterprise, and is
No,
it
it's
hoping
not
to,
a retail.
it's not, so
No,
it's
not at all.
not trying to attract a customer base from out of town?
Well, it's a tourism destination project.
Oh, it is
Meaning
tourism.
that,
Okay.
you know, people will be attracted, which is tremendously beneficial to Sullivan County in terms of room taxes, sales tax on whatever
Oh,
goods
okay,
and
yeah.
purchases they make, their stay in Sullivan County, and that's why we aggressively look to promote any tourism destination projects through the IDA. But it's not a retail kind
Okay.
of situation at all.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
So we're good. Thank you guys
Thanks very
both.
much.
Thank you very much. I'm moving to the town of Callicoon. You got it all.
Well, we can find a house for you
And
somewhere.
the board, we'll hold you there.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Jen. Have a happy holidays. Okay, we'll move right along. Next on our agenda items, we have two representatives, I guess two of, and, excuse me, but Saint, okay, Daphne,
Yeah, hi.
we're glad to have you here. And these ladies are from the Greek Orthodox monastery that's actually located in the town of Fremont, up just out of our town's border. But anyway, they have a proposal. They've talked to Dave, I guess, about the use of our town park in Callicoon Center this coming Memorial Day weekend. So we thought it would be appropriate if we had invited you here to meet our board. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and your organization and what it is, and I've seen the flyer up here.
I put something together just to give everyone an idea of what the festival would look like. And these pictures are from festivals in Queens. I live in Queens full-time. I have a weekend house on East Hill Road in Youngsville. And the monastery, which is located in the town of Fremont on Anawanda Lake Road, we bought a house in this community because of the monastery. And we felt that in order to help support the monastery, a festival would help out. And Callicoon Center is like 2.5 miles from the monastery. So people who come to the monastery can also, you know, come and participate in the festival, which is why we picked the location. I have, you know, I wanted 3 days only because there's a cost to set up, and we would hope to recoup some of that cost money in what we raise from the festival, and the rest of the money would go to the monastery, so it would be for nonprofit use. And I have some of the events like music, games. We welcome any vendors, people with arts and crafts. I spoke to someone, they're welcome to join the festival, and anyone else can participate in it. We're gonna have some traditional folk dance, Greek folk dancing. And I'm hoping to get the fireworks also, but I don't know. I don't know what the town requires.
Donated by a gas company.
Yeah, so I'm in the process of raising money to fund this festival. And I'm hoping if we do well, that it would be something that we would do every year.
This is a festival of Greek culture?
Yeah, I mean, it would be, but I wanna also welcome other people to,
Okay.
whether it is they wanna sell stuff, whether it's food items, baked stuff, you know, craft stuff. So, but it would be, you know, the dance would be Greek, the music would be mixed Greek and non-Greek, and the food would be probably Greek.
Okay.
How much room do you need?
I don't know. I don't know how many people would wanna participate.
Did you look at the park?
I looked at the park, and originally what I wanted was to also use the fireman's park because it has a grill already. Or else if there's no grill there, we would have to pay for a grill, which makes it more expensive to host the festival. But they haven't gotten back to me, so I don't know if they'd be willing to, you know, rent us their park. And then we would do the food on that, and then the vendors would be on the town park.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a small stove and
A grill.
we don't have a grill there, but we're working on putting the stove and
refrigerator and things like that, sinks and
This
in that
kitchen.
pavilion.
What do you envision for park, where people would park? Would they be parking like maybe up at the monastery and busing people down? or-
We're planning to bus people. I mean, the monastery brings over thousands of people to this community. And many people have bought homes, including people from Canada. So we're not talking about people just from New York State or New Jersey or Connecticut, but even people from out of the country. And they bus a lot of people to the monastery, so we would hope to bus people to the festival for the day. And then they would, they could park, they would drop them off and then they could park at the monastery, the buses. And then I guess there is local parking, right, where people could park in the street, because I wasn't sure.
Well, there's
Not much.
There's not much.
Not much.
It's limited. Now, when there's events that are held, and mainly it's for like ASO soccer or Little Leagues, it's parking along the county road there. And
Yeah, so
it's not
that's
truly
limited.
safe, but Daphne, I'd just like to say, as far as I'm concerned, we would like to certainly meet with you more, the board and our code enforcement. We have two of them here, Kevin and Greg, because, we do have a number of questions for you. I did want you to come in tonight, and I think it's something that certainly is doable and agreeable to do. We would love to have people come in and use the park, and that's why we have it there, and bring people in. Maybe they'll use some of the local businesses as well.
Yeah.
So, from that standpoint, we're very welcoming and would look forward to that. And I know you have probably a long planning process for this. Somebody mentioned to me, is this similar to an event that you held in Goshen, New York, by any chance?
No, one of our churches out in Long Island, Archangel Michael in Hempstead,
Okay.
they have a huge festival, and I don't think we have the funds to make it that big. I mean, they have rides, they have
Okay. Yeah.
a ton of activities, but they have the entire park. They have
So
the
you-
park of Hempstead.
Right, and you're not talking about this here, you're talking about simply some vendors and the
Yeah.
food festival?
Yeah,
maybe?
something like the pictures, like I wanted to kind of make it clear, like some of the games, if you see, like the bottled, some arts and crafts stuff for kids. I want to make it something like a wow festival, but I don't know, like the parking, I'm not sure how many people we can accommodate.
Yeah.
I don't know how much area, like all the tents are gonna be professionally installed, so we're not gonna take that on ourselves, so there's no safety concerns. I wanna make sure that if they're up, they're gonna stay up. But, I don't know like how much room, I don't know how many people are gonna wanna participate. Is it gonna be, more people will wanna join us than the room that we're gonna have? So this is, trial and error for us also. So I'm like looking for feedback as well from you guys.
You might wanna coordinate some traffic control also on that weekend.
Yeah.
Whether it's through the sheriff's department or maybe the fire department, I don't know how you.
Well, I would, it'll all play into it, Charlie, I'm sure, an emergency services plan, and I know we've already reached out to other towns that have, I wanna call them, Kevin, if you will, go ahead, Greg.
We have, it's like an outline of concerns that would come up. So my question is this something that is gonna become an annual event, and you want it to grow and iron out the problems that come up?
I'm hoping for it to be an annual event, only because I think that it would be a nice thing for the community to come together, and festivals do that, because people go there, you sit, you eat, you meet people. And, like I said, the cost of having this is not small. I mean, I was looking at the cost of having the company do the tents, and you're looking at maybe $10,000 just for that. So I'm hoping, the fireworks, I like to have the fireworks because they're a really nice attraction. People come to the festival to see the fireworks. I have a company who's willing to donate them. It's one of the vendors that my company works with. But I don't know, like as far as fire safety, where would be the appropriate place to have them?
Well, I
Is
think-
Callicoon Center a place that can accommodate that? I don't know.
I think probably what we should do is, I'm certainly glad that you both were able to come tonight, and maybe because we're close to the holidays, what I would just present to the board and with you, that maybe right after the first of the year, we get together, it doesn't have to be, you know, a public meeting, but maybe we'll bring together representatives of Callicoon Center Fire Department, and
Yeah.
we can discuss this a little more thoroughly and
See,
address.
this is somewhat of an extension of what they do at the monastery. They have these kind of festivals for people, and a lot of people come at the monastery. So it's kind of an extension of that. It's a large extension of that, and putting it in communities, because the Greek community in this county has grown a lot.
And we can appreciate it, it's
Yeah.
just that we are limited there in
Yeah,
space,
sure.
obviously, and, you know, as I said to you, I think we would welcome something that's, you know, positive, that would bring communities together and bring people into the area,
Oh,
even if it
sure.
is for a day or 2 days or 3 days. It's
Right.
just that there are some concerns because of the size of the event or the
Yeah.
possible size of it, so, you know, you guys speak up if you like, but I think I would just like, I don't know how soon you need an answer that you can start planning this, but I would assume,
I don't know myself, only because I was talking earlier about the advertising, and a lot of the magazines that are published for the area and the events of the Sullivan County community, are they published in January, February? I don't know myself, so I don't know how fast I would need an answer to get the advertising done.
okay. But certainly if we were to meet in, say, the beginning of the year,
January.
and, you know, and have some plans move forward and our concerns addressed, and then,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, if we need to as a board, we can call a special meeting. I don't believe that's necessary, but, you know, to have approval for this, but we meet every month, the second Monday. So whatever night that is in January it falls on, I'm looking for a calendar, but like I said, I would like to get together with several, maybe the board members and,
Okay.
you know.
And any suggestions, any concerns that you have, I'd wanna know, because I don't know the area as well, and I would be,
Well, I think a big, what I would think it would hinge on is if you would be able to have access to the Fireman's Park as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, I certainly can't speak for them. We've got a couple members here, but
And I think you ought to talk to Hills too. I don't know
Yeah.
if you did.
I didn't speak to them, but I didn't go see it, I wanted to go see the area up there.
Stop in the little
yeah.
store in Callicoon Center
Yeah, to speak to them, I will.
and,
Yeah, the
and
village mall.
talk to Ella.
Okay, I will go. My only
That might
concern
help
was,
you out,
I
too.
didn't know, like I said, if 3 days was a good amount of days, or if it was too many days. But when I started to research the cost of hosting something like that, if I do it one day, I'm not gonna be able to raise enough money to cover the cost. And my goal is, if I raise enough money, we wanna put that money aside, so next year we have it, and we're not looking for donations to host it, so that it does become an annual event.
and I do see on your application, Daphne, you know, the number of people, it's estimated at 500. Are you
Yeah.
estimating that per day or over the course of the?
I'm thinking that it would probably be maybe over the course, and like I said, I don't know how many people are gonna come. We picked these days because we didn't want it to interfere with a Memorial Day holiday. But I think Janet said it is it?
That
It's
is
a Memorial
that is Memorial Day weekend,
Okay.
yeah, but.
Because I said if I do it in June, graduation start, graduation parties, and people are not gonna be able to attend, right, because they're gonna have other commitments. So I try to, to keep it in May. And then I said in the summer, people go away, they go on vacation, and that limits us to the amount of exposure. So I try to keep it in May, but I don't know, maybe we'll interfere with, the Memorial Day.
I think whenever you have it, there's gonna be issues like
Yeah,
that, so
sure.
I think you should
Summer.
decide when you wanna have it
Yeah.
and just go with it.
Go
Yeah.
with it
There's
and see
always
what
something.
happens.
So that's why I picked the end of May, because I felt that it was a good time, if the weather is warm, so we don't have any rain. So that's why we picked that.
Actually, Memorial Day might fall a week before that.
Should be the week before, because that's
That's gotta
June,
be
that'd
the
be
week
June
before
2nd,
that.
right?
It seems to me, it
This
can't
is the
be.
weekend after Memorial Day.
Yeah? So I hope, because I didn't want it to interfere, because I know there's other events on Memorial Day, and I didn't want it to
Yeah,
interfere
because
with
that
that.
would mean Memorial Day would
Would
be
be the
June
second,
2nd,
yeah,
no.
that
That's the
shouldn't be.
weekend after Memorial.
And then the other thing, I was thinking, if it is a successful event and the location doesn't accommodate us, we can always move it. I mean, if there's another area, whether it's here in Jeffersonville or, another, I'm not, the
No,
only reason why I
I-
picked that is because it's close to the monastery and people who come to the monastery can find their way instead of having to travel.
One of the other things I think you'll need to consider is portable toilets,
Yeah, we will, we're
Because
gonna have all
the
that.
facilities we have at the park are not sufficient.
No,
for
we're gonna
these.
bring portable toilets.
Okay, well, these are things, like I said, I know the plans that the men have here, that we've already addressed some of them, but I think, more specifically, we should meet, maybe get a determination of something from Callicoon Center, from the fire department.
Yeah.
And, we can come up with our list of concerns, and, we have regulations set for the park. And, there isn't anything other than, we do have some fireworks that, but we'll work on that. We'll work on to accommodate what we can, that we find to be safe, and work with our emergency services, because, as you know, we're all volunteer with our emergency services. So it is a concern, especially if you're dealing with several hundred people in one spot. So, but I welcome you. We're really glad. Kevin, did you want to bring something up for these ladies?
I would recommend that you stop and see me this week. I'll have an outline ready for you. It's something that you can basically fill in the blanks, and then you'll have answers when you meet with the board.
That'll be perfect.
It's like a management plan, it's already in place. We have a couple that we've done in Bethel already.
Oh,
So-
yeah,
so-
so there's a punch list, yep.
Exactly, it's a punch list, you fill it out, who you gonna use for septic, who you gonna use for water, who
Okay.
you gonna use for cleanup,
So it's
it gives a
public
whole
safety stuff,
list
yep.
of things, and then you can fill in the blanks
Okay.
of what you need. That'll be at least give you a guideline that deals with emergency services, deals with the whole thing, so that you'll know what you need to check off when you deal with the board.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, the board have anything further for Daphne or Paula? No? Thank you. Watch the ice.
Thank you for
We're
your
glad,
time.
nice to meet you, and look forward to meeting with you again. Okay, next on our list says generator, and what this is referring to is our standby generator that we have at our town barn. In a nutshell, we had that installed in 2009, and it's not big enough for the needs for the town barn. But most importantly, the town barn, as most of you know, is our evacuation point for residents in any type of emergency where they need to find safe haven. So we need to replace it with a larger one, and we've been actively seeking proposals. I have two in hand already. Don't know if we'll have a third one, but the point of it is, we have one there that's just not working for us at all. It's been trouble since the beginning. It's not big enough. But anyway, we have two different proposals, and they're similar, yet they're far apart in price. And without boring you to death with details, the one that's presently at our town barn is 22 kW. It's powered by LP gas. And the one that we're looking at purchasing is 100 kW, powered by a diesel powered engine. We already have diesel on premise that we can use. And so anyway, our two proposals, again, like I said, they're both similar, both four-cylinder diesel engine, 100 kW generators. The cheaper proposal is a bare bones. It's $12,500 delivered. And he will allow a $2,000 trade-in allowance, and that's an actual allowance of our old one. So it would bring it to $10,500. The other proposal we have is quite a bit higher, and that would amount to $26,770, even though it's similar machinery. It's the same size, same motor. However, it has its own enclosure. It has its fuel tank, which we intend to use, a fuel tank that's already in place at the town barn. So I think, we've talked about it. Chris and I have talked numerous times. We've had several people come in that sell these and service these units and tell us what's wrong with this one, and simply they've told us it's not big enough. So I think I'd like to see us move forward with this. We had money available in our machinery account to pay for this. And quite the truth of it is, if we have an emergency, we need to put people there, we need to have power on. Not only that, after Sandy last year, we were out power for 10 days, pretty close.
Well, Monday through Saturday night anyway,
Well,
and yeah.
And
Yeah.
if we have 8 men that can't work in our building, that costs us money too. So I think we need to move forward with the purchase of this larger unit. And I don't know how long this one, it's quite a bit cheaper. He has it in stock and he wants to move it. I think that's relative to the cheaper price. They all come with the same warranty. The other one, the more expensive one, he has to order it. So I just want to ask the guys again here what they're thinking about this. But I think we should move forward with this and accept that proposal for the $12,500. And if you want to accept the offer of the $2,000 trade-in allowance or try and advertise it and sell it. So I'll leave it up to the board to what they think is best.
Well, I think we ought to move forward with it. Purchase the lesser price one. Worry about we can in-house cover that over, I think.
Yeah, and we need to pour a little bit bigger slab. We do need to make just a couple adjustments here. We do need to pour a bigger slab, which is, which I already, the guy told me about that, and also, the more expensive proposal the guy doesn't want the trade-in, right?
That's
right,
correct.
and I think we ought
He
to,
doesn't
because
even-
we're getting
yeah.
that trade, I don't think we should try to sell it.
It'll just make it faster if he comes, if he's gonna take that one, we'll have him remove that one, as quickly as possible, pour a slab, weather permitting, and then have the new unit in place. It makes an easier
I mean, we already have all the
transition would
switches
probably
there,
be.
it's just a matter of,
Yeah.
I think the money,
get a
the money we
workable
save,
unit.
we're still save money on the building and the cement work that we're gonna do in-house or however.
Yeah, we're gonna do it all ourselves, yeah.
It's never gonna reach that 26,000 or whatever you said that.
No.
I agree with what Dave said.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of this too.
Yeah.
And I do think we should go with it, let him take this away. The old one.
Yeah, the proposal for the $12,500 is from Wallace, Wallis Generators LLC. They're located in Carbondale, Pennsylvania, not too far from here. He will service it, has a warranty. The other vendor that proposed is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So, Dennis, I'll take your question in a minute. I know you probably have them. Oh,
no, I didn't have one.
oh, okay. All right.
Question I had. I'll ask one.
Oh, Earl's back there. Maybe with Earl's hand.
What make is it?
The generator is a Marathon, which, and it's powered by a Perkins 4-cylinder diesel engine. It's all American made. I hope that's good. But actually, when I was speaking to each one of the individuals, I had asked the first one, or the second one actually, what he thought of the Marathon generator, and he said that's a good unit. He said it's reliable, it's American made. So that gave me good, and he was talking about the one that's for quite a bit less. But they're both by the same company, the Marathon. Peter?
Yeah, Tom, what about this building? Does this have a backup generator? Maybe you could use that one?
We thought about that, Pete, yeah, we did. No, it's a good thought. We also thought about maybe using it at the water plant for a backup, because we have to bring one in there if we need to. If we're gonna be out for any amount of time, we have at least 3 days of storage here, but it's been a problem for us, Peter. It's got 43 hours on it, and we've spent a couple $1,000 trying to repair it.
Wow.
It's just been one of those sore subjects.
It'll scare you to death to go up there.
It is, unfortunately, it is.
Like a lemon.
Earl's probably heard it backfiring from his house. I don't know if you can hear it. The people on Hoos Road hear it.
I actually tried some recovery through Generac. They had a hotline when, after Sandy, because so many of these units were sold. And I stayed on hold for 20-some minutes, waiting to talk to someone, and told them the whole story. And actually, they couldn't do anything for us, so, unfortunately. So I think we just, this gentleman will take it for $2,000. He's got to stand behind it when he resells it, and get this other one installed with a new warranty. and it'll certainly be a size that will be ample for us.
And a fuel source that we have
Fuel
2,000
source,
gallons
it's-
on hand
right, we can
at
get
any
rid of
given
the-
time.
Get rid of the LP tank there,
Yeah.
and, yeah.
Is this a standby system, Chris, you know, with an automatic transfer switch?
It doesn't have an automatic, we have a switch gear that we actually throw.
Oh, okay.
We do throw it, it's got a big switch gear, but,
Okay.
it's,
I got it.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I need if everybody's in favor of that, we need a motion, and to accept this 12,500 with a trade-in allowance of 2,000, so the total cost should be 10,500 delivered.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Howard, a second by Dave.
Second, I'll second it.
All in
yeah.
favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. All right, tell the guys no more days off when the power's off.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, probably should have got it done before now, but anyway. All right, and then last thing, well, not, almost last thing here, our year-end transfers. I just need a motion to make our year-end transfers so Joanne can pay the end of the year bills here. Same thing we do every single year, so just need a motion to approve them.
I didn't make a motion.
By Dave and second by Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. I have one letter here, I added it to my list, because I thought it was appropriate. Because I had several residents in Youngsville come to me and said, hey, they're replacing the bridge over to Panther Rock, and I said, no, they're not, so they're not right now. But if you've been driving through town, you've noticed some survey crews have been working there for some time, and they also were working down here over Laundry Brook. So again, several of the residents come to me and said, oh no, we spoke to the men doing the survey work and they're gonna put a new bridge in. And I said, well, keep hoping that because one day they will. The truth of it is, they're not yet. I spoke with Jack Williams and his assistant Bill Naylor, who's the regional director of DOT in Binghamton, and I asked them to send us a statement that I could read because I don't want anybody to get their hopes up and I don't want anybody to be misinformed. So it's very short, and it says, Supervisor, as we discussed on the phone, New York State DOT is performing surveying activities and collecting structured data at Route 52 over Panther Rock Creek in Youngsville. This survey will be useful in understanding the hydraulic operation of this structure, as well as being useful in the future when the structure is ultimately scheduled for replacement. Similar survey and data collection will occur at Route 52 over Laundry Brook in Jeffersonville. This is from Bill Naylor, the Assistant to the Regional Director, New York State Department of Transportation. So this is direct from them. Doesn't mean we're gonna not stop trying to get them to replace that bridge, but they did tell me and gave me a little bit better feeling that the state is looking at more than just structural reasons for replacing the bridges. With all the flood mitigation efforts, they are looking towards those as being high priority reasons as well. So again, that's direct from the regional director, and so I just didn't want to get anybody's hopes up too high.
What number was that on the list to be replaced, do you remember? 7,000 or 700?
Yeah,
It was a long way down.
It was a long way, it was a long ways out.
It is, you know, and again, with a little bit of a push here and there, it doesn't hurt.
Maybe a
but,
little luck.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt either. But we'll keep trying with that. I know several residents already can see it being built, but it's not quite that soon. Okay, so unless the board has anything, I had a couple announcements. One is for the Saturday morning basketball program coming up. There's registration forms up here. If you'd like to take some with you, there's plenty of copies of them. And that's Chris, or Chris. Scott or Charlie, if you want to say a few words about that at all, or you. It's pretty simple.
It's for the third and fourth grade, that's 9 a.m. till 10:30. Fifth and sixth grade is 10:30 through 12. It's gonna run from January 11th to February 22nd. Town of Callicoon residents, it's $40 for the first child and $35 for the second one. And if you have more, that's $30 for the third. Non-residents, it's $45, $40, and $35. And the number to call is either Jill Grishaber at 482-5750 or Julie Gable at 482-5245. Anybody needs them, I guess. Where can they pick them up, Tom?
Well, we have a few here tonight, or we'll have them here at Janet's office or with Joanne or anything, but or if there's any questions, numbers are on there too for Julie, for Jill.
Right.
And they're going
I'm gonna
home
put
with
it
all
on
the
the
kids in
website.
school.
That's
too.
right,
They're
yeah, they'll be sent out.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to put it on the webpage.
Oh, good, okay.
I'm gonna try.
Want me to help you? Okay, that's always a great program, and we certainly appreciate everybody's help with that. Another reminder, if anybody hasn't reapplied for their basic star, everybody knows what that is. The deadline is coming up here, 31st of December. You should make note of that. There's these little reminders up here with the website you can go to, or a number as well for assistance. But I spoke with Bonnie today, and there still are some in our town that have not applied. This does not include the enhanced star, because that you have to reapply every year anyway. But if you're all familiar with that, but make sure you do apply, otherwise you could lose your star exemption for 2014. So that's just a public service reminder. The board have anything else they'd like to bring up? No, we're good?
Good.
Okay. So thanks for your patience, and I know you had something, so if you'd like to, sure, go ahead.
Yes. My name is Linda Reich, I'm from Chantilly, and I wanted to ask the town council about placing a moratorium on horizontal hydraulic fracturing, and this is the reason. Shortly before the November 5th election, Mr. Bose represented our town council publicly, stating that the town of Callicoon had not endorsed fracking. And I view that as a change from the position in the comprehensive plan. So I hope that new position came about, at least in part, from our increasing knowledge that the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation proposed regulations do not protect us, our waters, or our lands from irreversible damage fracking can cause. I and others have spoken here to explain the deficits in the New York State regs and credibility in peer-reviewed scientific publications about fracking. In addition, tourism appears to be on the future rise in Sullivan County. Tonight we heard a presentation from the IDA about a healthy living resort, and from the vote on casinos in the state, it appears that Sullivan County may be in a position to be a tourist destination for casinos. That is not compatible with horizontal hydraulic fracking in any region that we know of in the United States. So I've come to ask if our town council will now consider placing a moratorium on horizontal hydraulic fracturing.
Anybody want to address this?
Well, I'm not in favor of it. I also feel that your reading of the comp plan is wrong.
I agree with that.
And, that you feel that the plan itself is favoring hydraulic fracking, not in my opinion.
May I respond to that?
Yeah, feel free. I know what it says. And
What
you're
does it-
entitled,
all right,
and you're
then
entitled to your opinion.
please
I just
tell me
feel
which-
it's wrong.
Please
Because
tell
we
me
don't
which
endorse
statement
it.
you're referring to.
Well, you're saying that that plan endorses or is favorable to fracking, and it isn't.
Well, you just said you know what it says. I would
Well,
like
I
to.
know what the plan says. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, I
I've
do
read it
have it
many
in front of me.
times. I don't need a copy of it. You can read it.
Okay, I would
You
like to
feel-
read what the comprehensive plan says about hydraulic fracturing that this board voted on. It says, this is in the appendix, under a topic titled Environmental Protection. It says in number 2, ensure that zoning allows for the review and permitting of gas drilling to the full extent feasible under state laws and requirements. So I would like to know, Mr.
Well,
Fuchs, how
since-
that is not,
Well, first of all, it's not allowed in New York State. So
That-
we can't allow something that the state's not allowing.
okay, this is something that you've been saying that you would defer to New York State for regulations, but what has become quite apparent to many people is that those regulations are far deficient in any kind of protection for us. For example, even the distance that the well drilling could be allowed from a New York State reservoir is a false sense of protection, because any gas company would be allowed to drill under any body of water in the state. So those regulations have to be read very carefully and not just accepted that the state will protect the town of Callicoon.
Well, I feel at this time, I'm not in favor of changing anything on the comp plan.
Hold on one second, Peter. I really don't have anything more to add than what I've added over the last 4 or 5 years regarding this matter. And I don't think there's any point in wasting this board's time anymore at this point in time, so, but Peter, you have it.
I just wanted to say, well, the state bears responsibility also, and let's just say that and that's it.
Thank you.
Mr. Bills, the reason I brought it up was because of your statements in October and November that the town council had not endorsed fracking, when I felt that the comment that I just read was a full endorsement of gas
And you're
drilling to the
entitled to your
full
opinion,
extent.
Ms. Reek. That's just what Mr. Fuchs said to you. You're entitled to that, and that's all I can tell you. You're entitled to your opinion, as is everyone in this room. I think we've gone around this for I don't know how many years now. We've addressed it. We're waiting on New York State to determine, and at this point, we see no reason to have further conversation. But if you want to bring it up as part of your public comment, that is your right, and we afford you that right. But at this point, I'm opening it up for anybody else to have anything else, so. Yes, Dennis?
Yeah, Tom, I came to the meeting tonight. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dennis Finley from Callicoon Center, and the reason I came tonight especially is because I have been asked by the town board in the past to look into the creativity and the construction of a Veterans Memorial for the town of Callicoon, and was very, very busy in the early planning stages of it. And I just wanted to let everybody know here tonight, especially those of you on the board who have recognized my efforts already. We're running into a bit of a problem with land acquisition, as Tom knows. And because of it, it kind of slowed down the process. Didn't slow down the inspiration, but as busy as I may be in my own personal life, this is still a goal of mine. But in rethinking it, I'm realizing it's a pretty big job, and I'm just one person. And in the next 60 days before the February meeting, I would like to readdress the land acquisition issue with you, Tom. And once we've come up with a definitive determination, I am then going to hope to revise the plan and develop it in the form of a committee with different aspects in the committee: fundraising, land acquisition, maintenance, things like that, because I like the idea of the Veterans Memorial, but to get it done right, it's going to take more than just me. So I'll be reaching out to the community by the February monthly meeting. But thanks again for...
No, and there's no need to make any excuses or apologize, because we certainly appreciate what you're trying to do, and what Mr. Finley is referencing, the land acquisition. There is a parcel there that is adjacent to the town park that we have had several conversations with the people on it, and we would like to see that
It'd be great.
made part of it, and it would ease the problem that you're experiencing with location of this. So we will try that again, and maybe we can even have some discussion about that at our January meeting. If we just have, there's nothing to report on it.
I understand.
You know, we've made initial couple of contacts with them, and
I'm not interested.
The price is
they're just
really
not.
out of, the price
That's-
is, it's a crazy number, I think, for a piece of property that's there.
Yeah.
Even for a project like this.
It's
Well-
a shame, it'd be a perfect place for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we could probably try that. You know, I don't want to say it's another avenue, but, you know, I think the people that own it maybe feel that it's worth something only to them and to the town because of its location.
Yes.
You know, so it doesn't have a whole lot of value, but with that being said, if we can negotiate a deal and make that a part of the park, the only part of it that's really any value is that exact piece where you would.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of it basically is just land.
Oh, well, I just hope to keep an open line of communication with you and, you know.
Well, if not, I just want you to know that, you always have Plan B. And
Yeah,
that's what
sure.
we may have to fall back on, but
Okay.
I'm quite confident you'll make this happen, and, Peter's gonna help you, already told me, so.
Oh, yeah, he's a right-hand man here.
Absolutely, he is. Yeah. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, I
Thank
remember
you.
there was a for sale sign years ago on it. Are these the new owners or these are the original? Do you remember? Right?
Same owners.
Oh, okay, they
Same
never
owners.
sold it, I
No,
guess.
they
They
never-
wanted a lot of money for it,
Yes,
and
it's-
nobody never moved.
I spoke with them a little while ago, and they're still not,
Budging.
no, now, and beforehand, they were always saying that gambling was coming, and that was the reason. Well, now that gambling is coming seriously, they're gonna dig their heels in even more. And
Wow.
out of all that whole piece, it's only, I think it's an acre that's actually a buildable piece out of that whole
Mhm.
12 acres, I think is what it is there. It wraps around the back of the park. So, we've had conversations in the past with them, and to no avail.
That's great.
The only
Yeah,
other
thank
thing is that the other house is for sale. Conklin's house is for sale.
Is it for sale?
Yeah, it's for sale.
Maybe that could be
That'd
Plan
be a
B.
good
Tom.
cheer.
That's Plan B.
That might be Plan C or D, I'm not sure.
All I'm saying is that one's for sale.
I didn't know about that.
That's
That's,
been for sale, so.
they get
So
my
that may be
fundraising
plan, that may be
And
Plan
quite
B.
and honestly, that would alleviate
Like I said,
Oh, that'd be huge.
Joe would kill two birds.
So,
So
we'll
that may
look
be-
at the options.
Yeah, that may be Plan B.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you, Dennis.
Sure.
All right, is there anything else? If not, I'd just like to take this time to wish everybody a happy holiday. Our January meeting will be our reorganizational meeting in conjunction with the regular board meeting in January, as we usually do. So, if there isn't any... What? Janet's pointing out the tree, I know, everybody's noticed it.
Gonna have a lighting of the Christmas tree?
Where's Charlie? We're gonna look at it in the right. Our seniors put it up right. I'm not blaming or anything else. It's the thought and it's
The
perfect,
thought,
right?
okay, yeah.
Charlie Brown would be really proud of it. Peter,
Tom, did I miss the year-end transfers?
you must have.
Yeah, all right, I must have.
Pay more attention next time.
That was a while ago.
We had a motion, we can go back.
It's all been transferred, Pete.
Thank you.
Money's gone.
Thank you.
All right.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah,
Charlie and Adam.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for putting up with us. Again, how are you?